Hey guys, Whip here and welcome to another vanilla tutorial. So we're going to be building these awesome little skinny trees here behind me. I don't really know what type of tree they are, but I've been using them a bunch in our Building with Whip series, and you guys have constantly been asking me for a guide on how to build them. So we're going to be building these three behind me right here, and I hope you guys enjoy. Okay guys, time for the tutorial. All you're going to need here is some oak fences and some birch leaves. That's all you're going to do. So we're going to make a few different variants of these just so you guys can get a general idea. So what we're going to start with here is you're going to go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So that's pretty much how tall you want this guy to be. What you want to do is leave room for the player to walk around underneath. So drop some lower fences. These are going to be branches more or less. Drop some fences out here. Leave at least 2 blocks so the player can walk all the way around in every direction. You can go ahead and pretty much just randomize these up. What we're going to do is one right there, one right there. Then we're going to come up and do one right like that. And go ahead and do bam. And the only rule here is you don't want to place them like this. You don't want them to be with that one gap in between because it just looks weird when you put a birch leaf right there. So you want to go ahead and leave that. You can go ahead and duplicate them off so they're on the same side going there. We're going to do that too high just so that side has a little bit more weight to it. Then up here we're going to do that 2 side as well. And then bam. And probably that'll do it for this guy. So right there, that's pretty much it. What I like to do on these guys next, just to start and get the max height here, is place 1 and 2 birch leaves on the top. Next, the general rule for this is I like to make little arrows on top of every single one of these blocks, every single one of the fence blocks. So just go ahead and place a leaf on both sides and on the top of this. Some areas will look a little bit thicker than others just because of the way you place your fences in here, but you'll see it kind of comes together here real quick and helps to bring in the tree shape and actually smooth it out. Afterwards, we can go ahead and edit it up and smooth these areas out, make them a little bit more interesting, all that good stuff. But yeah, so you can go ahead and do this here real quick. It's super easy. You can see we're almost done making this tree already. So, right like that. Now we get into the more interesting parts because you can see looking back here, it's pretty blocky and it's got a bare spot right there. This side right here, again, pretty blocky. And the top is just a little skinny going from those angles. And here is, again, very, very blocky. So what we're going to do with this guy is actually drop him down. Go ahead and place 1 right in there and go ahead and delete that guy. Smooth that area out just a little bit. We're going to go ahead and actually drop that down 1 more just to add another little bit of interest. Maybe do that there as well. Here we can go ahead and bring you up and delete that guy. And I'm thinking we go ahead and delete you as well. It's okay to see the branches here. Seeing the branches is actually really, really okay. And it actually helps bring out the liveliness of these trees. Because if you think about it, this is kind of like a aspen tree or something like that, and you definitely see the center of it. You definitely see that kind of looking through it. The leaves aren't that thick, so you got to be able to remember that. We're going to go ahead and leave that guy there and get rid of you. And then we're going to do is that and that. And that's kind of pretty good mixing that up. You can see it's still pretty blocky, but it's working out a lot better than it was. You can see kind of a flow going from the top to the bottom. Not a whole lot going on with these, like I said. So you pretty much just go ahead and place your little arrow shape in like that around all of the fences. Then you want to go ahead and break them up there. Now, let's go ahead and make another one of these guys. So that guy right there was 10 tall. We're going to go ahead and make a little bit of a smaller one. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So here, we want to go ahead and still kind of leave that 10 high height, or not 10 high, sorry. That 2 high height here at the base, just so you can have some walking room down at the base. But here you can actually go ahead and drop some leaves down below if you really want to, since this guy's a little bit shorter. So we're going to do that as the base, but let's go ahead and get these branches on. So we're going to do 1 right there. We're going to pop across to the other side and do that guy. Then we're going to go right there. And these branches are going to be a little bit more tightly packed in here, seeing as it's so much closer to the ground that the branches haven't had that room to really grow out from one another, you could say. So we're going to go ahead and do something like that. Now we're going to get rid of that top guy. So here we're going to go ahead and count that up 1, 2. Because we want to put that little branch there to mix it up, let's go ahead and just count it down right like that. Then here at the top on these guys, we're going to first go ahead and do our little arrow bits right here just to get that base shape in there. It basically gets all of our leaves in place. If you place in enough of these branches, it really gets them all in there. So you can go ahead and do that guy, that guy, that guy, and bam, there's the last one right there. So we got this big open spot right in here. So I'm thinking we go ahead and probably go ahead and do something like that. That could work out well. I don't like that one. That's just, you don't want to have hard like angles in the lines and things like that. Like right here, that's way too much. We want to go ahead and do that and probably right there. But then that kind of leaves it so there's nothing in the middle right there. And then let's go, can we do that? Nope, let's not do that one. What about you? And then bam. Yeah, I like that. Leaves, placing leaves on trees is probably one of the hardest things to do in Minecraft if you're trying to go for an airy natural style instead of just spam filling leaves everywhere. But you can kind of see right there, it's looking a little bit better. You can see that it's actually very, very flat. So I'm trying to find an area where we can break that up a bit. Maybe right there. Yeah, I like that. It just gets a little bit of an air gap looking through it, so it's not that hard straight line. It's still kind of a straight line, but it has that little indent right there. Okay, so we've done a 10 tall tree and a 7 tall tree. Let's go ahead and do an even taller one, just to get an extra little bit of idea for that. So the general idea for these, so we're gonna go up to 13 higher. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Anyways, back to what the general idea is. We're gonna place those first 2 on the top and just have it there. Back to what the general idea is with these is you don't want them to leave like the 3x3 pillar that we're making for them. So you just want to keep it super, super easy here for all that jazz to be able to fit in here, have some really tightly packed leaves and cram a lot of detail and be very smart with your leaf placement for all these so that it makes it continue to look interesting, more or less. That's all you can ask for, is having every single side look interesting and not making it look like a freaking square. You don't want it to look too boring, or not boring, but you don't want it to look too blocky. As we play a blocky based game called Minecraft, you don't want your build to look too blocky. That's the best building advice I can give you. Now, yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and do something like that right there. Drop you down a little bit, probably like that. Maybe bring you up. That looks like a good top right there. We can go ahead and drop all of our leaves in like this, just creating those shapes like we've been talking about this whole time. Really, really helps out. You'll find on this bigger guy that it really kind of helps fill in a lot of the gaps, and it removes a lot of the guesswork that we have to do going later on. So we're almost done here, filling in the middle of this guy, and bam, and doop, and I think this is only one more right here. That looks like all of them. Yeah, and you can actually see with where we did the branch placements on this, that actually doesn't look too bad right there as is. So let's see, that side's looking pretty good. This side's looking pretty good. I think we might actually just be good on this guy. Yeah, all those sides, you can kind of see little air gaps going through all of them. That's the main goal there. Yeah, no, I like that. I think that's pretty good. So you want to always have a lot of variation on these trees. They're all really simple to build. As you guys can see, we did 3 of these in under 8 minutes. So I do hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you did, please hit that like button. It really does mean a lot to me. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new and want to see more tutorials like this or Let's Build series where we're pretty much taking all these things and building in a massive single player world. Anyways, guys, I will catch you on the flip side.